Hey, y'all, listen, welcome in the building, welcome in the building. I've been late lately, but I've been a little busy. I went to church today. We had a really good message in church today. I had a great time. Then I had to go do some food shopping and, just clean up a little bit and stuff like that. So that's why I've been coming on late, but I love y'all and I'm here and it's trending topics and we going to get it in, okay? So it's trending topics. It's Sunday night. We got stuff to talk about. The title is called Decisions, okay? Decisions. And listen, y'all, the diva got to pull the train out the building no matter what time, no matter who's here. So if y'all hanging with me, I appreciate y'all. Hit that like button. That's your ticket on this train ride, and it's going to help me propel my videos and get me to the finish line. This is my year. Unstoppable. I said I'm hitting this 100,000 subscribers. But anyway, guys, the title is called Decisions and Money, Unaliving, and Mayhem. So as usual, we got 3 stories, okay? And the first story is Kandi is saying she's paying for everything. She's paying for everything. She's saying Todd is claiming his daddy daycare. She said it's not really so. He's not even really exercising his time with the kids. Matter of fact, he in this country, that country, he's living his best life. She's saying he has income, but meantime, she's paying for everything with the kids. The dance, the karate, the school, the clothes, the sneakers, the shoes, the whatever. So listen, I am of the mindset that is it ever okay if when I was growing up, they called it equally yoked, right? They call it equally yoked. Get with somebody who you're equally yoked with, meaning that y'all have some similar things when it comes to religion. Y'all similar to when it comes to having children, raising children, where y'all want to live, how you spend money. And the reason why they say that is because they say you will have less tension in your relationship if y'all are equally yoked. Is anything 100%? No, but they're just saying, right? So why am I saying all of that? I'm saying all that to say that when one person has this much money, the other one has that much money, and in the relationship, if you're the one with the money, you don't mind doing everything while you're in the relationship. When the relationship is over, if it gets to that point where it's going to be over, what do you expect? What do you expect? I think Kandi was paying for a lot when they was married. And now that they're getting a divorce, what does she want? But we'll talk about it. We'll have a conversation on it. And then justice is served. A young lady destroyed her life. I've never been one to tote the line when it comes to the law. This particular young lady, she was driving with a suspended license. But not only that, she had a condition. She had epilepsy, adult epilepsy. And she knows that at any given time, she could black out. So she was driving with a suspended license, blacked out, and hit a couple that was sitting at the bus stop waiting for the bus. They died. She got 15 years for taking both of it, like 15 years for each life. So really she got 30 years, but I guess 15 because they said it can run concurrently. I think if I'm not mistaken, concurrently is at the same time. So it's 50 months to 15 years. And she's talking about she's sorry. 2 people are gone. 5 kids are left parentless because you decided to get behind the wheel, know you had a condition, and you had a suspended license. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not really feeling sorry for you. We got 5 kids that don't have a mommy and daddy because you decided to get behind the wheel with your suspended license in a medical condition that causes you to black out at any time. Decisions. You made the decisions to drive with no license in that condition. You took 2 people's lives. Now you got to go to jail. We'll talk about it. Then we got Offset. Listen, Cardi B was dealing with her life. A lot. You know, the Bible says, and don't quote me on the exact wording, but it says something about when a man finds himself a wife, he found himself a good thing. Because of Cardi B, a lot of all says nonsense in business wasn't being put out on Front Street. But now he out there single and open to the world. Respectfully, you sleep with the number one girl of the street, Selena Powell, and she ain't nothing but shenanigans. She gonna record, she gonna tell your business, she gonna say your business, and that's who you laying in the bed with, telling all your good business to. You thought it was a kiki and a ha-ha, and she recorded you. So Offset said he wanted to cap Stefon Diggs in the knees. Well, why would he say that? Of course he's going to say that. Why? Because if he does that, then this man can't play NFL. He can't play football. You mad because he got with your wife. The wife you disrespected from the day you, probably really before you married her, the whole entire marriage, and you still disrespecting her now. He told this girl how much money he got in the bank, how much taxes he owed. He allegedly got a gambling problem because he borrowed $15,000 from her and won't pay her back. And she said it was so he can gamble. All his good business is in the streets. They say when a man finds himself a wife, he finds himself a good thing. Well, he let his good thing go. His good thing that had money for days, called Cardi B, had his 3 kids, loved the ground that he walked on, would do anything for him. And he kicked her and kicked her and kicked her and kicked her until she broke. Now, you know a woman is fed up and had enough, and she is pregnant with your child and said, you know what? Go on about your business. She was pregnant with little mama when she told him, go ahead and go on about your business. Now, do I think Stefon Diggs is any better? I do not. But you know what, though? She left, got with Stefon, and now you mad. Be mad at yourself, sir. Because you laid in the bed doing, that's what you said. Come on now, pillow talk. And now all your pillow talk and your business is on the streets. But we'll talk about it. Wildin' out. But listen, people, y'all know what time it is. It's time for me to pull this train out the building. I need a what in the chat? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Sunday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. Okay, the title is called Decisions. Money, Unaliving, and Mayhem. We got Kandi Burruss saying she paying for everything. We got the chick that want to drive with a suspended license, and we got Offset out in these streets wilding out. Let me bring the people in the building. Hey, Savannah.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, Diva. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo. Listen, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with the young lady that unfortunately was driving with a suspended license and took the life of a couple. Let me share a screen so we can get right into this story.
Guilty to hitting and killing 2 people at a bus stop has learned her fate. We heard from that driver today, and the judge had a few words for her as well. Fox News' Camille Amiri is live outside 3rd Circuit Court in Detroit with new information. Camille.
Yeah, today we learned that she has a medical condition that really prevents her from driving at any time, although she still got behind the wheel with a suspended driver's license, knowing that something like this could happen.
I really am more sleep than I say I really am. I can't take back what happened. I can't move forward.
Deja Berry speaking in court Friday morning before learning her sentence. On April 25th, 2025, she hit and killed Kwazi and Elizabeth Agbada, a married couple, while they were sitting at a bus stop at Evergreen and Fenkell in Detroit. Friday in court, we learned Barry suffers from adult onset epilepsy. She had a medical episode at the time of the crash, and incidentally, she was driving with a suspended license. Barry pled guilty to 2 counts of driving with a suspended license causing death. She was sentenced to 50 months to 15 years for each count, to be served concurrently.
Is there a day that ever goes by where this doesn't replay in your head? Can you take a moment and just slowly turn around and look at all the people who are here for you? This is huge. On both sides of the aisle.
Now, the victim's family was not in court today, but we did learn that they have left behind 5 children, all of them under the age of 18. They are now being raised by grandparents. Reporting live in Detroit, Camille and Mary, Fox 2 News.
All right, Camille, thanks for that live report tonight.
Very sad. Very sad. Savannah, your thoughts?
She should have added another really to that discussion. I have no empathy for her or sympathy. I think that she knew she had this condition. I have family members who have epilepsy. I know that medication makes them drowsy. So I'm not understanding what would make her think that she could, get behind the wheel of a vehicle, which can be used. I know that it's classified as a weapon on the road, and what type of medications was she on? Were like the side effects on what she was taking? I just think she was just reckless. This is, like you said, 5 babies are now without their parents. I don't know if she's asking for a lighter sentence. She doesn't deserve anything. I think the sentence that she got is just because she didn't care. And like, is this her first offense? How long has that license been suspended? When you do make stupid decisions, sometimes you end up with stupid consequences because of your own wrongdoings and your bad decision making. I just don't understand why this young lady, now her whole life is just gone. She didn't take any regard for public safety, being out on that road behind a wheel of a vehicle, of an object that can be used as a weapon. 2 people are gone. I don't know what she was asking, or what could she expect to be spending some time in jail. It's exactly where she belongs. It's heartbreaking for the family that now lost their loved ones, and 5 children growing up without their parents. But I don't have anything for her. Just dumb.
Yeah, thank you. In my opinion, your thoughts?
I think it's extremely sad. Because her license was suspended for a reason. You sat out here and was reckless, and in your recklessness, you took 2 lives. And when you took those 2 lives, you left 5 babies without a parents. They lost both of their parents in one fell swoop. I don't feel sorry for her, and I don't feel like she got the harshest punishment that she should have got. I feel like she should have got life. You took a life, you get a life.
Woo! I hear you, Wayne. Your thoughts?
I got on late on it, but I kind of agree opinion. But I think after I don't know how much time she got.
She got 15 years for each life.
50 months to 15 years for each life.
Yeah, you're right. 50 months to 15 years. I have a feeling with that 15 months, she's going to get out earlier rather than later.
Well, when she get out, they should make her one of her priorities or whatever, that she get to work and start paying restitution. that to pay these people monthly. And it's not really so much the money, but you can't just walk away, 15 months or whatever time she get, and just after that, nothing. No, she needs to pay restitution. Some way to get these people money. Give them, because their life's gonna be, turned up, and obviously she probably don't have no money. But her life needs to be inconvenienced, even after prison. That's not the payback for whatever time she gets for taking a life. So I just think she needs to be inconvenienced for a long, long time.
Yeah. Katrina, your thoughts?
Hey Diva. Hey Pound. Hey Chat. I'm trying to be mindful with my words because I'm supposed to be on this positive vibe thing. Um, my thing is she know what she did was wrong. I mean, she can't help but know what she did was wrong. But it's gonna eat her up more than any punishment that they can give her in life. That guilt is gonna eat her up. It's gonna eat her up. I mean, because she realized I have taken 2 lives. I have left them without their kids, without them, I left their kids without parents. It's going to eat her up so bad that the punishment that she's getting in jail is not even going to compare. Because there's no way you can't tell me if somebody takes somebody's life that's caring or, they have a pulse, that this won't affect you. There's no possible way. And they should have, I think, for people with like that with epilepsies and all that type of stuff, I think they should put some type of things in their cars that they can't drive. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're taking this type of medication, drinking whatsoever, I think that need to be installed. But she was wrong. You was out there. You first of all, you're not supposed to be driving anyway because you got a suspended license. So you weren't even supposed to be on the road no way. So that was strike number one. We don't know what you got your license suspended before. Maybe it was a ticket or something you couldn't pay for. We don't know. But the thing is, girl, you should have called an Uber or something like that, or got somebody else to take you where you needed to go, and you would not be facing the consequences that you're facing now. Because, like I said, it's gonna eat her up alive. It's gonna eat her up. If there's no possible way, it's not, unless she's just an uncaring person. Because I just can't see that. I just can't see it. But I, condolences to the families. I'm sorry for the children. That's going to be hard on them. And I think, like what Wayne said, maybe she need to spend time with those kids. They should make that a priority for her to spend time with those children, to try to help those children. To see like driving under influence and stuff like that. There's something to help the children. I think that would be a good thing for her as well, because, like I said, it's going to eat her up alive anyway. But like I said, condolences to the family. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Did you guys say something, Katrina?
Yeah.
Right messenger, but I think the right message, but I think be the wrong messenger.
Oh, from her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just super sad. Let me roll into the next story, and the next story is we'll deal with Kandi Burruss, who when she married Todd, she knew Todd didn't have the type of money that she had. That's number one. So that's just something to think about and understand when you marry someone. But now she filed for emergency court hearing because she said Todd is out here living his best life and not, taking or paying for the kids. So Roa's Kandi Burruss says she's been paying for everything while Tom Tucker travels overseas. She filed for emergency hearing over child support, parenting time, and daddy daycare claims. So Roa's Kandi Burruss says she's been paying for everything while Tom Tucker travels overseas. Files emergency hearing over child support, parenting time, and daddy daycare claims. In the January 8th filing, Kandi claims she has been paying all expenses for their 2 minor children, including child care, school costs, activities, medical care, and daily needs. She alleges Todd Tucker has not contributed financially, despite having multiple income sources, and claims he's traveled overseas for vacations since the divorce was filed. The motion also accuses Todd of not regularly exercising parenting time. despite social media posts portraying daddy daycare and alleges he interfered with Kandi's holiday parenting time during Christmas. Kandi is also asking for child support. No ruling has been made. All claims are based on court filings. Now, that's that. Hold on one second. Let me share again. So Kandi Burruss shares an honest update on her Todd Tucker divorce. We're in this awkward space. Well, unfortunately, it is an awkward space because when you're good, you're good. When you're not, you're not. The Roa alum offered more details about her co-parenting journey and whether she could see herself developing a friendship with Todd. Um, Kandi Burruss confessed she is in an awkward space with her estranged husband Todd Tucker, but she's hopeful their dynamic will one day improve. Less than 2 months after filing for divorce from Todd, the Real Housewives of Atlanta alum shared more insight into her co-parenting journey and expects for her and Todd's post-split relationship. She dropped the updates during her January 3rd Amazon live stream in which she expressed her goal of becoming friends with Todd once their separation was finalized. I think after divorce, I think anybody should be able to become friends. Hopefully. Don't get me started lying. She said with a laugh. I hope we get to be friends. That would be the goal. But I think when you're going through the divorce, people get on your nerves and you really start looking at them differently. So that's why I'm hoping that we can make it through unscathed. The broadcast went down fresh off Kandi and Todd's holiday celebrations with their loved ones, including 10-year-old son Ace Tucker and 6-year-old daughter Blaze Tucker, as well as their respective adult daughters Riley Burruss and Kayla Tucker from previous relationships. Kandi spoke about the family reunion during her live stream, admitting her 2025 holidays were different. That is done, and it was at her New York apartment because she's currently in a Broadway play up until March. Christmas went great. I would say that because we came together in New York, she told viewers. Everybody came over to my apartment in New York. My kids came to see me that first week of Christmas vacay, and everybody participated in the stupid games and the dressing up in Christmas pajamas, and everybody participated, and no one complained. Everything turned out good. So I was very pleased with Christmas. That was done during better times. Kandi is currently staying in Manhattan for her 3-month run in Juliet, a Broadway production in which she plays Angelique. Her first show went down on December 11th, and her final performance is set for March. The former housewife says she was given New Year's Eve and New Year's Day off, so she decided to return to Atlanta to ring in 2026 with her kids. I came home to spend it with Ace and Blaze. Riley already had plans with her boyfriend, and Kayla, I guess she was doing her own thing, Kandi recalled. But Todd wanted to take the kids to Great Wolf Lodge Indoor Water Park and Resort. And we're in this awkward space right now. So it was like, okay, I guess we're both taking the kids to Great Wolf Lodge. We both going great. So we did. The kids had a good time, and that's all that matters, right? The mission was accomplished. Everything was good. The kids were happy. Todd posted several pictures of the family New Year's Eve, New Year's Day celebrations. Happy New Year, he captioned the carousel. Here's my first scheme of 2026. Create and enjoy moments with the family. And he wrote the Tuckers. Kandi has not provided any details on what prompted her divorce filing, but said the move was a long time coming. To be clear, yes, I filed November 21st, 2025, but this is something that has, been brewing for a while. She said in her November 24 Amazon live stream, I've been going through it, child. I've been going through it. Life has been life in me, okay? But what I would always say is, Todd and I were together. Our marriage lasted 11 years. We were together like 14, she continued. We got 2 wonderful, beautiful children. I have no regrets. I mean, sometimes things don't work out, and it just is what it is. Whew. Listen, sometimes things just don't work out, and it is what it is. But see, when money is involved, the person that you married is never the same person that you are divorcing. So that's why she tried to put that prenup in place. I personally feel the prenup should stick, but that's a diva thought. Savannah, your thoughts on this whole situation?
I agree. They made a whole episode about that prenup. That prenup should stick. Um, but Candy, Hun, your fans have been screaming about this, and the fans of Roa know what that you have been paying for the lifestyle that you and Todd have been living for all his business ventures, from the restaurants to the trucking company to the movie production company to even um, remodeling that condo of his in New Jersey that knew nothing about. We all have known that this lifestyle has been funded by you. Not to say that Todd doesn't have his own skill set and didn't have his own money, but he doesn't have Kandi Burruss money. So I don't know why you coming to us coming to the internet with this now, because you portrayed a happy family and happy home in Thanksgiving. Then you went over and did it again in Christmas. Family went to Great Wolf Lodge. That's a family vacation resort center where it's pretty cool. Um, but and everything I've seen on social media, Todd is with the kids. You're in New York working for the next 90 days, ma'am. So he can say the same thing about you. I think there's more to this story. I think he has maybe upset her, pissed her off some way, somehow, and she's just bringing this out now. Um, but because she's not saying anything new that we haven't already known for years. So why are you bringing it out now? I don't think the public is going to change their opinion about Todd. We've all felt as not as bad as Mama Joyce used to talk about him or talks about him. But he used Kandi as a come up. I think he did care about her, and I was rooting for them. I really liked them together. But Todd knew once he got with Kandi that his whole life and lifestyle was going to change, and it did, and it did. And she protected my man, my man, my man. So don't come to us now with the BS. I'm sorry, Kandi. This was your doing.
Mm. And he's documenting. I'm coming to you. My opinion. Give me a minute. He's documenting this daddy daycare thing. Like he know he playing the game. He ain't stupid. He's documenting.
You want me to pause it? Where's your remote? Oh man, where's your remote? So we're gonna pause this, and it's paused. We're going to get a snack. Let's see what Ace is doing. We're going to Ace's room.
Now you showing all the
Playboy, what you doing?
I'm playing a game.
You all right?
I'm kind of mad.
Why?
Because the trainer, like, not really a trainer, but the bot in this game,
right,
literally has max level characters.
Max level character.
Yeah.
I have no idea what he's talking about. Blazy Wazy, let's go get a snack. We out of here.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling. Where my baby? Where you at? There she go. What kind of snack you getting?
With a snack from a pantry.
But what kind? Chips? No chips. Get something healthy?
I like applesauce.
Let's do applesauce. I'm into that. Applesauce.
In a little fridge.
Okay, let's do it. We're about to have applesauce. Later, Gators. Say later, Gators.
Later, Gators.
What's your thing? You say later.
Later, skaters.
Later, skaters. I guess that's the new vibe. Later, skaters.
so he making sure he documenting stuff. Very calculated. Yes, Jazzy Sunflowers. Very calculated. But this is the dirty game that happens in love and war. In my opinion, your thoughts?
So marriage is hard work.
Mm.
It's nobody tells you the things you go through in a marriage. There's struggles over almost everything that goes on in your household. And if you don't have the fortitude to communicate and to talk things out, it's never gonna work. And adding extra people into your marriage and your bedroom is a recipe for a disaster.
Mm.
Because once you start it, you can't turn it off without somebody being butthurt. And you can't help that somebody's gonna feel offended, especially if you're more into them than you are to your partner.
Mm.
It's a recipe for disaster. I think it was doomed when they started that. Another thing is that's not daddy daycare. That's parenting. That's what all parents do. Okay? I click on mine all the time. I'm feeding the kids something. Okay, so that's not daddy daycare. That's being a parent. So I don't want him to say this daddy daycare. Sir, you being a dad. I really hate that people use taking care of their kids as saying it's some kind of daycare. No, it's not. You being a parent.
Right.
Because if you hire somebody to be there, they be doing the same thing you doing. The only difference is you're not hiring somebody, you doing it yourself. Sir, you just clocked in. Thank you. You going through everything that a single mom do on a daily basis. And we still have to work. So I hate that excuse too. Another thing is I really hate that they keep coming to the internet and putting people in their business. That is a recipe for disaster too. You cannot have people in your business giving you their opinions and you falling for the okie doke. They've been doing that for a while too, and I don't like it. A marriage is between that man and that woman, and it should stay that way.
Wayne, your thoughts?
Excuse me. Yeah, I think Kandi is trying to do the right thing. And we always say on here, when somebody don't want you, why are you gonna stay?
Right, right.
Okay. I think Todd had opportunities of making money. I don't know if the the restaurants was his idea, Candy's idea, or both of them, or whatever. Okay. But what happens when you don't mind your own business? And when I say mind your own business, I'm literally talking about business. It fails. If you're not taking care of your business, these restaurants doing everything it has to do, your business will fail. Okay, Kandi got her projects. He wants his projects. I think one time he wanted to do a play or something. You know, Todd could have had it all. I think he could have had it all. I think he got greedy. And sometimes maybe men is with a woman like Kandi that has and they don't have and they could have because they're married. I don't think, Kandi like held up like he wanted to complain he was daddy daycare. Well, he didn't have no money he didn't have access to any money. Not only that, while he's gallivanting around the country, I don't care how much money Kandi makes. Them his kids. They wasn't born out of wedlock. They his kids. If Kandi make 50 million and you make 100,000, okay, just making up numbers. 10,000 need to go to them kids, regardless whether Kandi could pay everything. They're your kids, and you need to pay your part out of what you make. That's your responsibility. People kill me because somebody else makes more money, or they should be doing it all. Why you can go all around the country, gallivant, He knew what kind of woman Kandi was when he married her. She's a working woman. They
But-
both agreed on these kids. Okay, if Kandi got to make that bread and go out, keep your ass at home and take care of the kids. What's wrong with that? You still living large. I mean, what more do you want? Let's see how it's going to be after Kandi. Let's see how far you're going to go after Kandi. That's it.
Thank you, Katrina. Your thoughts?
Yeah. Kandi owe Christopher Williams' wife, common law wife, whatever she is, she owed that lady an apology. The lady tried to tell her about Todd in the beginning. Marlo tried to tell Kandi about Todd in the beginning. He called Kandi a country bumpkin. I guess he realized, okay, well, shoot, I can get with her and I can live the life. Then you started these OLG restaurants that you didn't even put time in. The folks that it was in the dark. You didn't even want to go get a generator. The kitchen looked nasty. I mean, like I guess people were just going there to the park. You got to pay for parking, and then you got to wait outside for how long? And then the food was not that even great. Then you had failing scores at the restaurant. Kandi invested all this money into this because she thought that he had a good idea, and it was businesses that she was trying to get started. But he, like Wayne said, he wasn't even minding the businesses. He wasn't even going in or doing anything. Those business failed because he didn't put his all into it. He came up with the idea, but he didn't live through the idea. Kandi was out there working. She's doing plays. She's doing this. And Kandi got to stop buying these men. Girl, if they're not to your equal, then, I mean, I'm not saying that you have to go out and find somebody who's richer, but you need to find somebody who's equally yoked to you, because if you don't, it's never going to work anyway. And like I said, he went out there, Kandi working. She's bringing in the money. She's doing this, she's doing that. And you complaining that you got to keep the kids. How many women stay at home when the men have to work and they have to raise the children? So the things that he's talking about now is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and I never liked him anyway, because when Kandi was trying to help his daughter buy stuff, he didn't want Kandi even giving his daughter stuff money, but he want to ride around in fancy cars and big trucks and all that. But you didn't want your daughter to have it. He's a fool. Ooh, he's a fool. I mean, just crazy. And I don't know how this relationship. I don't know how the prenup gonna go, because he's trying to say he was under the arrest when he signed it, but you still didn't have to sign it. You signed it because you wanted to. You stood there for those many years because you was trying to get out what you put in. It's not going to work. So, child, maybe next time you should listen to Mama Joyce, because she tried to give you some advice. And, I'm not up on Mama Joyce either, but it turned out the way she said it was going to turn out. But that's all I got.
Thank you, Katrina. I think with Mama Joyce, she really does have to learn how to mind her business. I think that when you let her mother talked about Todd that entire marriage. One thing I will say is you can't have your man feeling like you're emasculating him, right? You can't. The man is, if this is who you chose and that's who Kandi chose, it's not a kiki and a ha ha when every time they put a mic in front of her mother's face, her mother's saying bad things about Todd. I think that a lot of things destroy their relationship before they can even really build something strong. In the very beginning, with Mama Joyce talking about his mother, and then next thing you know, unfortunately, his mother died. She was calling the mother a prostitute, the dad a pimp. She always talks slick and dirty about Todd. And at the end of the day, now that's your kid's father, your grandkid's father. I'm not big on Mama Joyce, and I'm not going to say, oh, Mama Joyce was so right. I think Mama Joyce wants her daughter to be single, and not in I think subconsciously she wants her daughter to be single. Mama Joyce has been single God knows how long, and I think she literally don't want Kandi with anybody. When you get to a certain level financially, now statistics will tell you that a lot of Black women, and I'm not even talking about just the entertainment industry, I'm talking about in general, a lot of Black women are making more money than Black men, right? So that means that it's going to have to be some type of a compromise. And then you're talking about Kandi, who, you know, had this, had herself established. And then on top of that, she ended up doing a long stint on The Housewives, which propelled her into a whole nother, you know, economical level. And then she meets Todd, the cameraman. And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way. I think the only person that Mama Joyce would be happy with if Kandi met like somebody that was making millions. And I feel like no matter how that person would treat Kandi, Mama Joyce would probably say stay. But meantime, I think Todd had a lot of roadblocks to hurdle over, just to try to be somebody in this relationship. And I don't think it helped the relationship. So they also say in the Bible, like when a man joins the wife, y'all become family. And that doesn't mean that you ignore your mom and your dad and your cousins, your sisters and your uncles and all of that. But it does mean that y'all become one. And she should have checked her mother. And I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. She should have checked her mother and stopped her mother for talking so greasy about Todd in public like that. And just, you know, to his face. There was times where Mama Joyce and Todd wasn't even talking. But I'm going to go ahead and roll into this last story. Again, this was another unequally yoked relationship. And it's Cardi B and Offset. I think Cardi B loved Offset more than Offset loves himself. Allegedly, Offset has a gambling problem. Offset owes back taxes. And I think Offset was really mad when Cardi B finally decided that she was going to love herself and she had enough, right? So I'm going to share screen and we're going to get more into this story because now now, you know, that he and Cardi are separated. He is getting into these different relationships. And respectfully, Selena Powell, she's known as the industry, I'll say it in a nice way, pass around. And she has gotten on several different podcasts and bragged and talked about different men that she has slept with. And it's like, Offset, you really went there? So Offset threatens to shoot Stefan Diggs in the knee as Selena Powell battle over 15K gambling debt spirals. So Selena Powell says she's living in fear after Offset allegedly threatens Stefan Diggs and claims he owes her 15K loan he refuses to repay. Selena Powell just put Offset on blast and shared a 17-second audio clip on Two Girls from Mars podcast, claiming the rapper threatened to pow and unalive Cardi B's new boyfriend, Stefan Diggs. If I catch Buddy and I can catch him, it's going to be bad, he said, before threatening to shoot Diggs in the knee, which would obviously ruin his NFL career. Offset threatens to kill Stefan Diggs in a phone recording shared by Selena Powell. This will only make Cardi B's case against him easier, they're saying. Let's listen.
If I catch Buddy and I can catch him, it's going to be bad. So I think she on some, man, beat, strip, shot in the knee, all type of shit. See, I wasn't on his
shot in the knee. Crackhead.
Yeah.
So Powell dropped the video as proof that she's living in constant fear after Offset allegedly began making threats against her over a $15,000 loan he refuses to repay. The Miami-based influencer posted a chilling warning on social media, telling her followers they could look to the Migos rapper if anything bad happens to her. Powell said she's been trying for weeks to get back the money she loaned Offset, claiming he gambled it away and now refuses to pay her back. So she put on X, formerly known as Twitter, if anything happens to me, Offset did it. The influencer shared a disturbing FaceTime video showing Offset telling her S ain't sweet during what appeared to be a heated phone argument about the debt. Powell said the threat started after she began publicly demanding repayment of the loan, which she claims she gave Offset in good faith before he lost it all gambling. The drama comes just 1 week after Powell went viral for posting an intimate video of herself in bed with Offset. The bedroom footage showed Offset sleeping next to Powell, clearly implying the two have been intimate despite his marriage to Cardi B at the time. Powell said the threats intensified after she posted the bedroom video, with Offset allegedly becoming enraged. She exposed their encounter. In 2017, Offset accused Powell of trying to extort him for $50,000, though she denied those allegations at the time. The influencer has a long history of public feuds with hip-hop artists, including prior cases against Chief Keef and Fetty Wap. Powell said she's now considering involving law enforcement because the threats have escalated beyond just angry phone calls. The influencer says she has screenshots and recordings of Offset alleged threats, which she plans to turn over to authorities if the harassment continues. Powell says she's now staying with friends and avoiding her usual Miami haunts because she fears Offset might carry out his alleged threats. The last few months for Offset have been messy. Messy is an understatement. The model said Offset became angry after learning she had been in contact with both Diggs and Jordan Woods and warned her to stay quiet. She claims he also used his influence to keep her from getting into Miami clubs. The allegations suggest Offset tried to shut down anyone he felt could make him look bad. What a hot stinking mess. What a hot stinking mess. So wait, let me share a screen one more time. Hold on 1 second. Think this is it. Let me share.
What? Okay. Think shit sweet. Don't think it's sweet. The shit ain't sweet, mama. On my mama, it ain't. My mama, you think you seen something every time? Why did? Okay. What? Okay. Think shit.
So she said, literally threats after threats told me I have to pay him to keep my accounts after he already ran off with $15K, let him borrow to gamble. Mind you, he was so happy I'm getting Jordy jumped on New Year's Eve right in front of me. Now he's saying I'm next on his mama. Lock this man up, please. Hashtag Offset. I'm tired of grown men threatening me almost every day and got me living in fear because he owes me $15K. I tried to get my money back for weeks, and all I have gotten is threats at Offset. If anything happens to me, Offset did it.
Offsets his annoying behavior just a little bit.
Thank you. I did service your phone. Do airplane mode and then Wi-Fi. Thank you very much. I would love that. I remind you, it's totally changed the way we operate.
Feel like you can't move forward in life? Don't take California side.
Unbelievable. But you know what? You lay down with dogs, you get fleas. Savannah, your thoughts?
Selena Powell is more like a tick. She is a leech. And as you said, a pass around. I don't know how many men this, and I hate to call her a young lady or a woman because she exhibits none of those traits. This is one person that I'm disgusted by her behavior more and more every time one of her stories comes up. Because she has no shame, just nothing, no respect for herself. And she's, I think she has her motive is to attach herself to these athletes and rappers, and just so that she can be an opportunist and get whatever she can from them. I hate that Cardi B and her children, because I heard that she talked about the children, um, and even Stefan are catching strays because of these two degenerates. And I'm not a fan of Cardi B, but she knew that bringing this story out, Selena knew that bringing this story out was gonna get her a lot of media attention, and she was gonna make Offset look, you know, like a deadbeat as he is. And it's a shame that less than a decade ago you were a member of one of the hottest groups out there, and right now you don't have $15,000 to your name to for whatever reason it may be. And sir, you got like 8 kids, and I'm just wondering why you're gambling 15 G's and not paying child support or doing what you're supposed to be doing. Um, Cardi, I think that although she doesn't regret her children, I think she regrets staying as long as she did with this man who really didn't love her, didn't respect her, and will forever be a thorn on her in her side.
Mm.
I don't know what Offset's because he never really cared for Cardi. So why are you upset now? I don't get it. You disrespected her at every turn you could. And then you would that she would come to the internet, rant and rave, and put us all in the group chat and in the business, and then you would come back and love bomb her, and it would be all over again because you knew without her, she was your ATM, she was your cash coming in, um, and now you don't have that, and you're attaching yourself and sleeping with the likes of Selena Powell. I don't. You really, really hit rock bottom. It's unfortunate. I hope Cardi finds some legal method of getting back at both of them, honestly. Because, and if you got to go again after Tasha K, go after her again, because I see Tasha's being just as messy and as dirty as before. So this is unfortunate. All our stories tonight are about people that don't know how to really let go of their past and do better for themselves. But I really hope Cardi learns a lesson from this, although she attached herself to, I think Stefan is also the same type of man as Offset, just in a different realm.
Mhm.
And she's going to actually honestly learn to one day really love herself. And I don't think Cardi does love herself right now, but because you're going to continue dealing with these two type of people constantly making up lies about you and harassing you and your family, all because they know they can get a lick off of you.
Mm. Thank you, Savannah. In my opinion, your thoughts?
So as far as it goes with Selena Powell and Offset, they both are the same feathers. I don't care about neither one of them. But the fact that she's up here recording videos of this man threatening people lives and then playing it on every show she can get on,
Mm.
clout-chasing moments, is ridiculous. I hope they lock both of them up. Her for up there laughing with him because she was laughing out while he was talking about it. So you could be an accessory to it too. I don't know why you sitting up there laughing and recording it like you ain't gonna be tied into the group chat with them, and then you releasing it out on the internet for everybody to see. And evidently you ain't too scared of them. You letting out the information on the internet, so you ain't too scared of them. Listen here, this is a whole game that they done came up with together to try to get money out of both of these people. I don't feel sorry for neither one of them. I wish both of them would go and find them some peace somewhere else. Okay, Carly B has suffered enough. He has ran her down and through the streets. And
Mm.
regardless to whether we like how she is or music or whatever, nobody deserves to be done like this. Heaston took her down and through there. And every time she took his behind back, I don't know what for, but she took his behind back. She should have left him in the garbage can where she got him from. She didn't do no better with Stefan, okay? I think he's for the trash too. He's for the streets. He got babies out of the woodwork every which way.
Mm.
I don't think she thinks she fall in love with every man that she get with. And I wish she would learn to love herself. She has children now that she has to take care of and have to be responsible for. And I wish she would put them first instead of trying to find somebody to get up in between her legs.
Mm.
Um, as far as I'm concerned, I wish the judge would see this and go ahead and grant her the divorce finally. That man don't need no money. He owe the IRS. He owe the hoes on the street. He owe everybody.
Thank you. In my opinion, Wayne, your thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to talk about this Leon girl.
Mm.
You know, no decent woman
Mm.
is going to post pictures of their intimate,
Talk about it.
moments on camera for the world to see. This is trash. I mean, what else is it? This is trash. And it's unfortunately that she values her life at $15,000. Because this man already said what he would do, all this.
Mm-hmm.
And if something happened to her, like she said, oh, if anything happens to me, Offset did it. Okay, he did it. And you lost your life over $15,000.
Mm.
You don't have nothing written that you gave this man his money. She said it was a verbal agreement, blah, 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 blah. We've seen many court cases where verbal agreements, how they hold up. So, and she said all these, she didn't say man, she said men. Well, all these men, disrespecting or whatever to her. I mean, they can't disrespect you unless you put yourself in that position.
Mm.
Or do you wrong, whatever. This is just, it's like a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there. And if you a big influencer and all, the $15,000 is nothing. Chalk that up to stupidity. You gave the man $15,000. He's already saying he's going to try to block you from wherever you perform or whatever you do. Cut your loss and move on. But obviously you won't because she's trash.
Oh.
She said she didn't say it, but she showed it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Action is louder than words. That's it.
Thank you, Wayne. Katrina, your thoughts?
Okay, Dave, I'm gonna be back on my positive vibe again. So she was a trick that got tricked.
Mm.
You can't get no better than that, girl.
Child, a trick that got tricked. I like that. Come on now.
She was a trick that got tricked. Oh my God. Look at all the people you had tricked out of money. And now you up here telling people that this man tricked you out of 15,000. Nevertheless, by all these celebrities and all the ones you had slept with, how much you had tricked off for them. And then you up here telling somebody that he paying for gambling. Girl, please. You was a trick that got tricked. And also it's a fool because that's what I don't understand. You had the bank right there. But you was too selfish and too greedy and going after your own needs and treated her like trash. You had the bank. You didn't play your role. Cause you still could be married to her. Cause she definitely loved you. She took your tail back. I don't know how many times. Why I don't know. She almost went to prison trying to have somebody beat up girls trying to stay in a relationship with you. I mean, my dear God. That's how stupid your mentality is that you thought that because I'm probably in high school, you probably ain't had that many girlfriends anyway. But anyway, you got tricked by a trick, and he's a fool to sit up there and say something on camera that he gonna pow somebody in the knees. Because like you said, people have cameras everywhere. People can record you on anything. So he's a fool right there as well. You are sick. I mean, I'm surprised this girl even having a vagina. all the things that ran through that. It just, and then you going back behind that. But then you want to talk about Cardi being with another man. Look what you was doing. You the one you the reason why she went to another man. This girl was holding out for you. That girl went through hell for you. And what did you do? Put her through hell again. And like I said, some of the words that you say, as I was told before, be mindful of your tongue. When I say this again, on Love and Hip Hop, you saw I've been talked about Peter Guns, somehow he gave these women was babies and nothing else. Offset only gave you babies and nothing else because you don't have no money. So you just got to be mindful of the words that you say, which I was told this already by a person to be on the panel, but she told me to mind my words, so that's what I'm doing. So she spoke that into her own life. The curse that she was saying about Peter, it bounced back and hit her as well. But that's all I got.
I appreciate you. We're gonna see how this pans out, but that's why he's holding tight and he won't release Cardi B. He's jealous. He's mad at himself. And I think he knows that it's definitely no chance now that she had this baby with Stefan Diggs. He knows that it's truly a wrap, but he wants her to pay his, past IRS bill. And she's saying no. But you know what? And I would never tell anybody how to spend their money. But if I had to pay, if he owed $2-3 million, if I had to drop $2-3 million to get rid of that guy, I would do it. The longer she waits, and she's going on tour and about to make more money, and technically that's still her husband, I would just pay the $2 million, $3 million, whatever, give him whatever house he wants, and be done with him. I would let that thing go like a hot potato because he's bad news. And obviously he's doing the most. When he's threatening to do something to your current man, it's crazy work. And then you got the nerve to be telling, like I said, the person that has been running her mouth in this street about the men she has slept with for years. And like Wayne said, what lady does that? Anyway, guys, y'all know the routine. If you ain't hit that like button on the way in, do the diva a favor. Hit it on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo, choo.
Choo, choo, choo.